Hey everyone, Spencer Janke, Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate. Thanks for joining me today. Today I just want to give you a quick update on Salt Lake City's real estate market. As many of you know, we are definitely in a very competitive seller's market. Now there's a lot of reasons for that, but mainly because of inventory levels. But you know, it is what it is. We're dealing with this situation. So I want to talk to you today about something that many of you are asking me questions about. And that is how to make the best offer. How can I make an offer on a multiple offer situation that is going to make my offer stand out? You want to be at the top of the list, obviously, because you want to buy the home and you want to be competitive. Now, obviously, number one is going to be price. So, I mean, I'm assuming that you're talking with your spouse and your real estate agent or myself, and we can talk about comparables and talk about those things so that you're competitive. But right after the price issue, then it becomes to earnest money. Now, here in Utah, especially in our real estate market, historically, we've actually seen very, very low earnest amounts. And now, if you understand the real estate purchase contract, you also know as a buyer, there's a lot of contingencies and ways for you to keep your earnest money even if you decide to cancel or back out of a contract. However, when you're in a multiple offer situation, that is something you can do to make your offer stand out. The next thing, let the sellers know that you're pre-qualified. Now, this is something that's pretty interesting in Utah's real estate market. Of course, you need to have a pre-approval letter, but again, a pre-approval letter isn't just the only thing you can do. You can do a step further. For those of you that actually have a loan officer that you work with, that you're doing a lot of business with, that loan officer should be involved in this process. One of the things that I always do is I highly recommend all my buyers actually have a pre-approval letter, but then I also always include the loan officer in the negotiations with the seller and the selling agent. That way, the said loan officer can actually talk to the listing agent so it's coming from the horse's mouth. That way they know and they feel confident that in the buyer's ability to close the property. I think that is very, very, very vital. I always tell all my sellers that it's very indicative when I call a loan officer on a potential buyer and I ask a few qualifying questions, and I immediately know that they haven't pulled their credit, they don't have their last 2 years of tax returns, and these are very, very basic questions that for a buyer to be pre-qualified, they definitely should have been done. Number 3, dates. You know, obviously talk to the seller. Make sure that the dates in the contract actually line up that are preferred for the seller's perspective in their situation. Maybe they need to close faster. Maybe they need a rent back. Maybe, you know, there's all sorts of different things. Oftentimes right now, a seller is actually purchasing another home. So we have this domino effect. So oftentimes I'll call the listing agent and be like, hey, you guys buying another home? If so, what are the dates of the home that the seller is purchasing? And we will line up our dates for the purchase of their home. So that way it goes into accordance and there's no problems with that. Number 4, we've kind of talked about already, is about shortening your contingencies, so that due diligence inspection and then financing and appraisal. There's no reason to have very long contingency deadlines if you're committed to a property. Number 5, make it personal. This is very, very important. And sometimes it's very difficult for a buyer to do, but write a letter. Make it emotional. Let the seller know who you are. Explain your family. Talk about your likes and your interests. Tell them why you really, really like that home. Maybe that home just has that great room, open kitchen concept, so that way the way you and your family cook at nighttime. That is that's the most important family time. Explain that to the seller. Make it personal. And number 6, write your best offer. Sometimes I hear buyers be like, yeah, I want to negotiate. I'm like, well, yeah, so do I. I mean, I'm a deal guy. I'm a deal junkie. I love doing that. At the same time, if you're going into a multiple offer situation and you try to be that one offer who's going to, you know, show them what you're willing to pay, well, good luck. I mean, that's just not going to work. Now, I'm not saying overpay for anything. Again, it's all tied to comps. It's all tied to appreciation. So each area that you're looking at, make sure you look at the numbers, which is why I'd say consult a professional and understand where you think the values are in that area are going. I know it's a very frustrating time in Utah's real estate market. I don't see it changing anytime soon. If anything, with COVID, I think this is just accelerating the growth and the migration that's coming to Utah. So I think here locally, it's time to buckle up. I mean, we're gonna get busier. Our freeways are gonna get busier. We're gonna have more traffic and people are gonna move in. So this is probably the new norm for a while. So until inventory levels rise or new product is coming on market, I think this is going to be the new norm. So if you have any questions about this, how to navigate this new arena that we find ourselves in, give us a call. You can call me, call Jake, drop us an email, text, whatever's convenient. But we look forward to talking to you. I hope you all are staying safe, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks.